Well, now you're in my workshop now. Now, I've given many tours of this shop, but of course we're trying out the new digital camcorder here. So we'll give you a little tour here. Up here, of course, as you can plainly see, is quite a few books. These are my literature. I'm walking up closer rather than actually zoom in. These are the manuals and stuff on test equipment that I have, and some of my photo facts and so forth, the country records and stuff, and my old magazines which go back to popular mechanics, popular science, radio and television experimenter, and so on and so forth. I'm going to give you a better view of that by turning the camera here so that you can probably read them, and if you're interested. They go back quite a ways. Over here, as you can see, it's quite crowded. One of the radios I restored right here, an RCA 98X. Another one here that was restored when I got it at a radio show, a little RCA Jewel up there. And I'm sorry, this is not a 98X, this is a Pilot T48. This is an RCA 98X right here. Okay, I know somebody's seen that. They would say, what are you talking about? One of my tube testers here. Over here, you can plainly see we got quite a bit of stuff crammed into a small area here. Now, I've given tours of this before, and there's no biggie deal. But basically what I'm doing here is to check out the camcorder versus the other ones that I've used up here. And this is more of a test than anything else. So I'm not going to go into a long spiel about what I have here, because this probably does not interest anyone anyhow. It's a mess, I can tell you that much. Getting a little further back here, I'll give you an idea of what I got to deal with here in this place. I've got a lot of stuff, and basically this is it. It represents a lot of years. In the event that you did not know when I started the shop, I started the shop and set up the shop here in June of 1966. Care to look under the workbench here? You can see the date. June 5th, 1966 is when I built the bench. I don't know how well that came out, but what I was doing is going up underneath here and doing this and putting the light on and the camera. This is my Raytronics CRT Rejuvenator, which I got off of eBay quite a few years ago. This is my tube room. I'll put some light on here. The fluorescent light works. This is where I keep all my TV and radio tubes, of which I've got a fairly good amount of them. The image stabilization don't stay on here all the time. A good view outside here. Basically, I'm just testing the camcorder out. More than anything else, I'm not really interested in saving the video as per se. What I'm doing is just testing it out and running it through its paces, so to speak. This is an old calendar I had many years ago. I've always kept it up here. Wait. Can't see much in there, but anyways, this is the other end of the attic here, facing from Robert's place out to my shop. A lot of stuff up in this attic, and it's all ours. This is where I have all the stuff that is either not serviceable in parts or no place to put, basically. Junk TVs, junk stereos, and Over here is a picture that was taken, I would say, probably around the early 70s. I'm trying to get in here a little closer, but it's a snapshot of probably 72, I think, somewhere around there. My workshop didn't have quite as much equipment in it, and some of the equipment that you do see in there, I no longer have. Here's a photograph of me in 1972, taken by a fellow that I used to know. Skinny, ugly guy I was. You can see there was no air conditioner, just plastic over the window and behind me there. In 1972. And this is Whitey. This is the fellow that took the pictures, and he was making a speaker cabinet for me. And this is just a picture of the shop. When I got the air conditioner, it's in the window in 1972, so that was the year I got the air conditioner. Going back to the very first workbench I ever had, this is 1959, 423 Congress Avenue in New Haven. That was my workbench. It's kind of a hard shot to get because it's pictures taped to the wall, and I don't want to take it down to photograph it. But you get an idea what it is. It was a little desk. That was my mom's desk when she was a little girl, but at the time I used it, and I should have never done that, but I was young and didn't know any better, and my mom said use the desk, and that's what I did. So, you could see the cigar boxes up on the right-hand side over there. Those were where I kept some parts when I junked anything. I didn't know how to repair anything. I was just learning then. That was 1959. This was Lee Moore in 1962. This was something that was sent to me from the WWVA Jamboree when I used to listen to Lee Moore, and he sent me this. I don't remember what I ordered at the time. It's kind of hard to see it with all the wires here. That's Lee with his wife. I'm going to take individual pictures of this. This is Lee Moore. This is the center of the poster. This was Lee with his coffee, of course, that we used to hear every night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Have that coffee break when I used to work at the restaurant. Used to hear his coffee drinking time with Lee Moore on WWVA in Wheeling, West Virginia. Lee with his guitar. There's another shot of Lee, a little closer. Another is a little better shot of Lee and his wife Ramona, I believe. Anyways, that's the poster that's on the wall, which is dated 1962. That was the year I was washing dishes in the hygienic restaurant, and used to listen to Lee. I used to work from 10 at night till 7 in the morning, and every night I used to listen to Lee Moore. Then Saturday night they'd have the Wheeling Jamboree. Sunday night, well, there wasn't any Wheeling Jamboree. They had a lot of religious shows on. They still do this to this day. And that's a little bit of history here in the workshop. Yes, I can give you quite a bit of history of this workshop. But I don't want to bore anybody with this. Basically, this is just a test of everything that of the camera and stuff like that, and I just figured, well, I'm going to do that. And this is important to me. It may not be important to you, but it's important to me because I have to know how the camera does. Yes, do you remember when? I do. Lots of parts bins here. Keep all my resistors up here. And down here. And over here. And over here. You say, well, why so many? Well, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different values. Try to sort them out rather than to throw them all in one box and take a year to find what I'm looking for. And even when I do this, I still never can find anything. Getting back on the door here a minute. I know I showed you these pictures here. This is my Wurlitzer 500 jukebox, which I paid $300 for back in 1978. I don't have it anymore. I sold it for what I paid for it. Well, I'll tell you, I don't have the luck of anything. When I try to buy something and try to sell it, I always end up never making any money. That was a good jukebox, but I'll tell you, we had a heck of a time getting it upstairs. And it's a classic. Not the most prettiest of the Wurlitzer line, but it nevertheless was a classic. If I had the room, I would have kept it, but, you know, at the time I needed the money, story of my life, still do to this day.